Okay, so I did the C-notch. Got the driver's side leaf spring relocated. There's a lot of dirty work, metal shavings and, pulling stuff out of your fingers and whatnot. So it's been kind of hard to get motivated to do the other side. I went ahead and got my arsenal of tools out, everything I should need. So I'm going to jump into this side because I need to get that rear axle in there so I can start lining all the other pieces up. So let's get into it. Well, another pile of glitter all over the floor. It was a lot of fun. No, it was hours and hours of grinding, cutting, drilling. Finally to the point where we can tack weld everything into place and then set the rear axle in there. That's what I've been looking forward to, because then we can start planning out the rest of it. So I'm going to clean this mess up. I like to get it all tack welded tonight, and tomorrow I'll set the rear axle in it, and then we'll go from there. Well, I finally got the spring tack welded in, both ends. This side I went ahead and cut it here, the piece back in here that you can't see now, but you can on the other side, so I still got to cut that one off. It also has the rear axle underneath it. It looks like it fits in there pretty good. I don't think I'm gonna have to notch this cross member. It's a little close here in the back. I think it'll be okay. I'm not gonna put a pallet of bricks in the back. Can't do much more with the rear axle right now because I need spring plates and longer U-bolts. So what I want to move on to is putting the engine and transmission in. I pulled out a transmission, and there's the engine over there. This is a 351 Windsor. It's a 94 roller block. And then the transmission is a C6. I'd rather have a C4, but this is what I got for mock-up anyways. So I'm going to use it for this. I may change the drivetrain later if something else comes up. I do have a Turbo 400 transmission. So if a small block Chevy pops up, that might go in instead. But either way, it'll be a small block, so I can kind of get my fitment pretty close anyways. I'm going to get this together, set it in the frame rail, and then I'll bring you back in and show you how that fits. Well, it's the first time with the new drivetrain sitting inside the frame. It's going to be a pretty short drive shaft, like really short. Can't believe that header fit. It actually fits pretty decent. Up front, probably gonna have to go with electric fan. Not too thrilled about that, but sometimes that's how it goes. The pulleys on the front right now, that was all I had. They're Chevy pulleys, so I don't know where the Ford ones will actually sit. Take a look around the other side. This header fits pretty good. I tried it in the F100, but it didn't fit so good in the F100. So I think I can just go down in there and bash that pipe a little bit, reroute it a little, and that'll fit really good. It doesn't matter with the body because I'm gonna have to fit the body around the engine and transmission anyways. Kind of sat up on the frame trying to figure out where my seat's gonna be. I think I'm gonna be sitting about right in front of the rear axle. I'll know more once I get the body cut and set on there. And that's probably what I'm gonna do next. And we'll see how that fits and go from there. Still don't know what to do for a front axle. Any thoughts? Go ahead, put something in the comments. I know there's a few different ways I can go, but Some are expensive and some are cheap, just harder work. I was just admiring it from the back and figured I'd add some video of that too. Looks cool. Too bad nobody's gonna see this after the body's on. Is it a hot rod yet? Not quite, but it's got some of the right components going on. Next, I would like to set the body back on. Cut out the firewall up in here. Go over that in a minute when I get the body drug out of here. Alright, I got the body drug out where I can get some access to it. What I'm going to do is cut the firewall like right here. Up across the top. Across this side here. And I'm going to come down on the floor. Back this way. Down here I'm going to go ahead and get this hole here and across. Then I can finally get the steering column out of here. And I'll take this back and we're going to go like halfway on this hole. And I figure I can just kind of shove it back a few inches and fill it in around here and wherever else it needs. Whatever. I won't know any of that until I start cutting and set it on the frame. So time to cut. Well, I got a lot of room for activities now. I hope that'll cover it all. While I was cutting that out, the Sawzall was shaking it, knocking all that rotten wood out of it. So since I already had a big mess on the floor, I went ahead and started cleaning some of the stuff off the back here because it was pretty thick in some spots. I'm going to go ahead and get the shop vac out, clean up this mess so I can actually roll stuff around on the floor again. And we'll set the body on here and see what we got. Well, I'm about to drop the body down on it, see how it fits. Looks like I might have some trouble clearing the header over here maybe. Maybe on both sides. I might have to start back and just kind of slide it up into place. Kind of anxious to see this part actually start looking like a Jeep again. That would be great. A little more motivational. Well, I'd like to see what it looks like when the body goes down on it. So I'm going to go ahead and record it. At least the train's going by. I love that. Okay, that's pretty much how it sits. A little close on the valve cover here. It's actually hitting it. This pipe is going to be an issue for sure. On the other side, looks like it's hitting the header a little bit on the floor right there. A little more trimming. I think it'll fit in there pretty good. Wonder if I could sit in it. I'm gonna say yes. Alright. I think that's about where I have to have the gas pedal. Maybe back a little farther. Brake pedal. It's gonna kind of suck to get out of this thing. So I have to move the seat back pretty far. I'm basically sitting on the axle right now. Get the steering wheel about here. Yeah, I think it's gonna be cool. Definitely not room for passengers. You can see over here that the header is hitting the floor pretty good. That shouldn't take much to figure out how to hack that off. Here. I think this pipe runs out like to this one. I'm not sure. Well, something else to figure out, I guess. Yay. But I got a pretty good idea how everything's gonna go together now. I think I'll still be able to use the factory steering box. That mounted right here. It's nice to see it back kind of looking like a Jeep again. I can get that rear axle on the bolted in the back. Then I would like to maybe set it on the floor. Well, I think that's gonna do it for this video. I think I might be working on the white van next week. Need to start working on that. It's got a trip to take. I'll have to figure out some stuff with this yet. But it's starting to come along. It's a pretty fun project so far. Well, if you've watched this much of the video, I want to say thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. Helps with the algorithm. If you could hit the like and maybe subscribe, that would also help me out. But for now, thanks for visiting. Wait a minute. We need to put a carburetor on this thing. Okay, now it's got a carb on it. That feels a little better. The only thing that sucks is I just figured out I might have to make some clearance for that too. Cool. Well, more cutting. Anyways, thanks for hanging out in Little Carburetor Spring, Colorado, home of the needle valve. Now, thanks for watching. Have a good day. Bye.